He tracked me for 9 months and I had no idea he was doing that. Girl, pull over, let's talk about it. Hey guys, it's your girl Lauren here and I'm back with another girl pull over video. So today I am going to do another story time. Of course, this was like the era where I was dating a lot of psychos. So, you know, if you're new here, it gets crazy around here. But you know, back then I was like, this is a lot. Why am I going through all this crazy stuff? But it really gave me a lot of crazy stories to tell. And it just is what it is. But let's get into it. I talked to this guy for about 6 months and I would say that was the most toxic thing that I've ever been involved in. It was always on and off. And I also dealt with a master manipulator and narcissist. So if you have dealt with a manipulator or a narcissist, you understand how hard it is to like get out of a specific loop and cycle that you're continuously in, because they make you feel like, okay, you have these strong feelings for them and that, you know, you really appreciate them and all sorts of stuff. And it seems like it vice versa. But then next thing you know, he's all up in other girls' nachos. He's over here creating emotional attachments and toxic cycles elsewhere, and just for some reason keeping you there and making you feel less. I don't know, it was just a time where I think I really was starting to get to know myself and I was starting to love myself more, but he was just really freaking good at what he did. But I got out. I got the hell out. In the beginning stages, it was cool. When he flirted with me in the beginning, I was not interested. Like, I was not with it. Even like the first time we hung out, I wasn't really with it. But I think it just turned, sometimes things just slowly turn into things. Not even slowly. It didn't really take that long. I enjoyed hanging out with him over time, I guess. And I had a birthday. I had a birthday party. It was really, really fun. And I was really drunk. And I mean like for real. I had my own bottle and I was just walking around with it, having the time of my life and just But it was a fun night, right? But obviously, you know, I was tipsy. Not even tipsy, I was drunk. So he was concerned about me. Like, you know how like when you're talking to somebody while you're out, like, this is like my going out days. I don't go out anymore. Like, it's just, I'm so drained by it. You know, when like you're talking to a guy and he's like, well, send me your location and I'll come get you or whatever, like blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, bet, I'll send you my location. So mind you, when it comes to find my iPhone, I am not the type of person to go on there and to check where people are at. Maybe my mom or somebody, like my mom or my brother, but they be at the top. And like I share locations with several of my friends, so I'm just not on that app scrolling and stuff like that. Now, if you are sharing your location with someone and they're not sharing a location back, Apple puts them at the bottom. And it'll say so-and-so can see your location. I did not see that. Anyways, before I get into that, let's just keep going. So, you know, he picks me up at the birthday, blah, 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 things go well, blah, 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 whatever, cool. This man traumatized the living out of me on purpose. I know, and now that I'm outside of it, I know he did it on purpose. I know everything was calculated. I just know, and while I was still dealing with him and doing the back and forth, on and off, back and forth BS, the dude would show up to like functions that I'm at with his group of friends. And I would always think it's a coincidence because, you know, when you live out here, especially in the city, you live in Houston, a lot of times, you know, people your age, if there's something going on, a lot of people will be at the same place. So I'm thinking like, okay, we just at the same spot. And then it happened again. 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 And then it kept happening. You know what I'm saying? But I don't go out a lot. So it wasn't like it was just whatever, but I think he just wanted to be out at the same time as me. So I remember I went to a club and he was there and he saw me hug, I think it was a DJ that I knew, because I DJ'd before. I was a DJ for like 7 years. So I saw a DJ and I gave him a hug because I knew him. And he started yelling at me in this parking lot. Like he starts just, why are you hugging other people? Like I don't be rocking with no girl that be talking to other dudes that be da. I mean, we're not in a relationship, so why are you screaming at me? Like, what's... And then there was a time where I was at another party and I'm friends with one of his friends, right? So he invited me to like some type of get-together gathering. So I showed up, but the friend told him, hey, I invited Lauren. Like it is, because it's the thing, it was okay. This was around the time where I was starting to get over this man. Like I already was kind of like, you know what? I'm through with it. Like I like you, but this is just not healthy. This is not going well. He shows up with another girl, and not only does he show up with another girl, she starts like teasing me too. And it was the most uncomfortable situation. I literally am at this party, I'm minding my business, and mind you, I still kind of have like feelings. And now that I'm outside of it, it wasn't feelings. Like it was definitely whatever type of manipulative connection he was trying to whatever. And he just starts tongue down her throat right in front of me, and everybody in the party looking at him like. And then she's like wearing his jacket, and then she's walking past me going like. Do you think wearing his jacket is like winning a fucking trophy? Do you think that's an award? Do you think that's a flex? Or are you wearing that like a gold medal? Ho, you're over there wearing a hose jacket. You're over here wearing the most jacket. And you think I'm about to, whoa, she got that shit on. No, are you kidding me? I don't fly with birds, honey. I don't. But the sad thing about that was like the day before, we did have a good, healthy conversation of heart to heart. And I think he just loved to hurt me. That was like someone who was sick. He loved to hurt me, and he loved to get that reaction out of me. Like when I was upset, like he loved every time like I would cry, he would just smile at me and all sorts of stuff. People are really sick. Like people will understand, like they will understand that they are a weak spot for you. And they will take advantage of that. And then some people are so sick and twisted that they love to see people cry. They love to see people like stressed out about them because it makes them feel wanted in a sick way. It makes them feel validated in the most sick way. So yeah, I mean, here he is at this party, flirting with this girl. And then he over here, I remember we were at another party. Here he is, and he's flirting with this girl. And then while he's flirting with this girl, I walk past him, he looks at me, and just started staring at me. And then the girl's like, hello. And he was like, I'd rather talk to her. This is the type of person he was. Just blowing my mind. And then it finally, cause you gotta understand, when I'm going out, I don't pay attention to find my iPhone. Now I do. And I don't be sharing my location with nobody, for real. So this is how I found out, cause he told on himself. This was the last time I have ever spoken to him. This was the last day I ever saw him. This is when we were like, I was done with it. And I saw him somewhere, and we were just talking normal. Well, no, he came up to me, and he was like, you want to talk? You want to catch up? Like, and I was like, no. And this is what happened. I was like, I just been out the way, just focused on myself, doing me. And like, I just been just chilling and just to myself at home. He gonna go, I know. I said, you know? Yeah, I know. How do you know? No reason. No, seriously, like, how do you know? Nothing. I said, so you know I'd be at home. Why would you say that? Like, what's going on? He's, oh, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, seriously, not real talk, because you freaking me out. How did you know that? He was like, you remember like at a party you were really drunk and I had to pick you up? You shared your location with me. And I said, yeah. So then I go on my phone and I click on find my iPhone, and I'm looking at everything. I scroll and I scroll. I'm looking at all my friends' locations, all my family's locations. I can see where they at. And then his name is at the bottom, and it says he can see me, like can see your location. But I couldn't see his. And I said, you have my location? He said, yeah. I said, for how long? That party. So like 9 months. I was like, and you weren't gonna tell me? No. I was like, oh. And I'm weird, right? And I was clicking, he goes,
don't turn that shit off.
Why? Because I need it. Let me tell y'all something. Ever since that day, stayed the hell away from that man. Thankfully, he's been close to around my house before. I don't care if I'm not scared of him in that regard. When it comes to like my routine, I don't have like a spot where I always go get coffee. I don't have a spot where I always, link up with a friend or go out and all that. I don't do that. So, and my people don't play. So, he know not to cross that line. That was so creepy. But this man, he was so toxic. Oh my gosh. Like, the amount of times I have sat in my car just bawling, crying because he would do the most disgusting things to me out loud in public was so insane. And he had like this crazy obsession over me. And I remember I like finally, when I cut everything, I blocked him and all sorts of stuff. He got angry the fact that I blocked him. Like, he was like, why the fuck would you do that? In public, he's addressing me out loud. Why the fuck would you do that? Bro. Bottom line is, I really think people are insane. Like, I really think a lot of people are insane. If you are dealing with a manipulative and a narcissist, actually, if you don't know you're dealing with a manipulative or a narcissist, if you are in a endless cycle of forgive and come and back, forgive and back and forth to being with them and not being with them, and it's happening like every freaking, like, y'all cannot connect, y'all cannot be healthy, y'all cannot even like just have a conversation without somebody getting pissed off or getting irritated or having to ask you a question and stuff like that. Bro, you are in a toxic situation. You need to go. You need to get out of that. And I know that so many people go through that. And like, now I refuse. Like, if you even have a toxic 0.09% concentration of toxic coming off of your body, bitch, I don't want you. I have no desire of being in your space. That goes for men. That goes for friendships. That goes for acquaintance, baby. That goes for anything. And I mean that. If you are in that, go, bro. And because the thing is, it's like we're convincing, our mind is convincing us that we need that person, that person can be the only person that can make us feel a certain way and make us feel at home. No, bitch, I feel like I'm at home, but the home is lit up. That's what it feels like. And I was like, there's no comfort here. I'm always hot. I'm always just, that was a good metaphor. I'm gonna write that down. But honey, maybe you needed to hear this. If you are dealing with a toxic man or whatever, maybe you needed to hear this. Go, bro. It gets crazy. It does not get, people, when they know that they have that latch on you, they get oh, leave. But yeah, weird times, very weird times. This is a man that literally was like, when things were going well, he'll go, I have to tell you something. I'm trying to choose between you and another girl, and I pick her. This is the biggest dick I've ever met in my life. And then the her was non-existent. She was a ghost. It's okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching another one of my girl pullover videos. I want to do another advice video. I also now have a girl pullover group chat that you can locate by clicking on groups on my page, and then you can just send me a little request and I will allow you in. During the group chat, it's just a place where it's a community. We all give each other advice. You can drop in random thoughts in there. You can talk, you can meet new friends, and I like to start conversations and topics and stuff like that. So join us. We're fun. It's really fun so far. And if you're watching this on TikTok, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, if you've made it to the end, give me a virtual hug. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to your girl. Bye. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.